Hello, you guys, and welcome back to this episode of the Decades Challenge. So, today is quite the day for us once again because Jane here has aged up into a child. I have not done the role for her yet, the dead role. So, we're going to be handling that. And then, as you can see, Anne here is quite uncomfortable. Oh my goodness, just replace that. Anne here is quite uncomfortable. She's actually actively in labor. It is time to go. It is now. And I have everything set up here, and we do have, a woman here to help us. Our neighbor Caroline is here to help out with the baby. So I'm actually just gonna send the boys out for maybe go hunt. Guess they'll go hunt. Yes, and Charles too. And can you take Henry? Is that a possibility? Okay, he wouldn't go. Right. So Jane will actually just take care of Henry real quick before we find out if, Jane is gonna live or not. And then we are just gonna, you were full dilated. Don't you lie to me. Right. And then we are just gonna have Anne here have her baby, and it will be Caroline helping us out today. I think we'll just, have this angle. Oh, this is hard on her. I'm so happy that she has, a woman this time ready to help her out. Right. Okay. Okay. A baby girl. Oh, right, 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 right. What are we gonna call her? What are we gonna call her? Let me think. Let me think. Alicia, I think. Alicia Johnson. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Oh, little Alicia Johnson. Oh, sweetie. Oh, that is so sweet. Oh my God. Oh, I love those animations. They are incredible. Right. And just like that, she's given birth and the bees are inside. Did she just pee herself? Yeah, she did. Great. Right. Okay. So you are gonna wanna just, take care of your child real fit, do that breastfeed and, bounce, I guess. Yeah. Oh, and she desperately needs to have a bath. Right. Take a bath afterwards, sweetheart. Okay. So yeah, but Jane was the, perfect, sweetest little boy, girl who just, took care of a little boy. Right. I really hope that Jane makes it, but guys, it is time for the dead roll. So I am just gonna, real quick have the sheet and everything pulled up, and then I will be right back with you because we are ready to do this and I'm ready to find out. Okay, you guys, so we're back and ready here. And as we aged up Jane first, I think we're gonna start with her. So as a child, she has to avoid 4, 10, and 18. So, let's see how she does. Oh, oh, thank God. Okay, Jane makes it. She's gonna be safe. Right. Okay. let's see then how we are gonna do with our new baby girl, Alicia. Okay, our newborn baby girl is gonna make it. She got a 2, and that is not one of the, numbers. So, oh my goodness, that is so good news. Right. And we were helped by a woman who has given birth herself. She has children herself. So the only thing that we're having to avoid with Anne this time, it is going to be a 1. So, let's see how we do. Right. And Anne is safe. So this time, you guys, everyone made it. Everyone is just fine and okay, and they are so good. So I'm so happy about that, you guys. So happy. Right. And Thomas is stinking it up. Right. I guess most of them actually are. So, go take a bath in the stream, you guys. Do that. Yeah. Go all of you. But yeah, we have the war actually tomorrow starting, and then on Sunday we have Alicia, growing up. So we are gonna have a look how cute she is, the outfit and everything. I haven't really showed her off yet. Right, we're gonna have to do that at some point. Oh, and how is she doing? Right, she's low on fun. Maybe if you practice, will you think that'll be fun? She's not really that good yet, though. But she does think it's fun. So, we're gonna stick it out through the pain. Hopefully, at some point, she will actually be a very talented player on the piano. So, here's to hoping, fingers crossed. Right. It's better than when she just started off. Let me tell you that. Right. Okay. But you guys, I think that I'll just, oh, that needs cleaning. Right. So I think I'll just, when the guys come back, have, them go through their chores and everything and get the homestead, looking just a little bit better. Oh, right. And everyone is stinky. Right. I'm just gonna, take care of a few things, and then I will, catch up with you. Okay, you guys, welcome back to this episode of the Sims 4 Decades Challenge. So it is, morning. Yeah, morning. It's the 7th day of fall in the, in-game seasons, and it is the first day of 1812. So, that means that we have got a war on our hands, and we have to decide, are we gonna send the men off or not? So I'm just gonna real quick pull up the description of the challenge and the rule book, and then we'll just see with this war in 1812, and then decide how we are going to handle it. Right. Okay. So I have pulled the Google Docs description up here, and it is so that the War of 1812, and I did talk a little bit about this in my one of my previous videos, but there wasn't like a widespread conscription. But our male Sims, teen to adult, can volunteer to enlist. So we have to decide for every family if they are going to do so. If they do, they will receive a payout of 1,000 simoleons each. So we're gonna see. We have to separate them from our household the first 4 days of the decade. And now I did actually look up how long the war lasted, and it lasted 2 years and 8 months from 12 until 1815. So I actually think that we're not just gonna, not have the men around for the 4 days. We're gonna have it, in game for a full 2 years. So that will be 8 days that we don't have them with us. So yeah, so we gotta do, a roll of the dice when the time has went by to see if they come home again. So we're gonna see, and it is actually at the moment, I think we have like four men who are of the proper age to do this. So yeah, so we have the Downies where we have George who is able to join the army, and we have Jared who's able, and then we have the Andersons where it is only Charles Anderson who is able to join, and then we have a main characters here, a main family where it is only Thomas. And I thought a lot about what would make sense. I think first and foremost, I think Charles would go to war because they are the family that is, you know, worst off, so to speak, in our little world here. They don't have a lot of money, they don't have a lot of resources. They don't have a great house. I believe they don't even have chickens yet. So I do think that Charles would probably be one to they are out for a evening stroll. Right. But yeah, they have $25 to their name. So I think I'm just gonna add the 1,000 simoleons. And then I think I will let them go ahead and try for a baby. And then we will send, Charles off to war. Uh, yes. So I'm just going to, handle his business and get him separated. And then we will move on to the Downies and talk about who's going to go off there. Okay, you guys. So, Charles and Caroline have actually now done their thing. So, they've tried for a baby and everything. So, we are going to actually create a new household, and then we will. Why can't I create? Yes. Is it because they need to have some money? Why can't I do that? There you go. Okay. Right. So, yes, now we have our new household. We're going to say yes to that. I'm just going to check if everything is all right. Yeah. Okay. He's there. Fine. So, the Downies. We have George Downey. We have Jared Downey. Okay. So, where are they? They are over at the Andersons. Right. Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna go in. I don't think they would really need the money. I think somebody definitely needs to. Who is this? No, that's not someone. Okay, we're gonna just destroy the sim. Right, but I think they would. They would not need in the same way as the Andersons needed to go to war to get the money that they would get from the military. This family, the Downies, are in a different kind of situation. So I don't really think that maybe the father, maybe George, would not go. Actually, I think he might just stay back, and tend to his farm and fields and his wife and kids. But I do think that Jared would maybe go to war. Actually, I do think he would because he's a young man. Can I have a look at him real quick? Right, he's a young man. Not really, he's creative. He's a bookworm. It's not loyal and stuff like that. So I do think that he would want to stay home probably, but I also think that he would, feel some kind of, way or some kind of pulling towards this kind of adventure almost. Is Eliza out here too? Right. Okay, she is. I didn't know that. Well, so I do actually think that Jared would probably go to war. I think so. So I think that I'm gonna, put him in the household with Mr. Anderson. Yeah, I am gonna do that. Aren't I gonna do that? How old is he? Okay, he has 16 days until he ages up. Sometimes, I would really like to see how many days have this been so that I could just, figure out how old he is. But I'm gonna send him. I'm gonna send him. He wants some adventure. This is, it's a remote place, some, remote farms and stuff like that. I do think he would like to have some adventure before settling down and everything. So I will actually just go ahead and transfer, Jared out. Okay, so we're gonna go with this. Yes, yes. And then our own family here. Right. I'm not quite sure what we will do. Um, I think that, you know, maybe Thomas would be the kind of man that, he doesn't want to go to war. Of course, he wants to stay home with his family. But and they don't really need the money that much. He's also very sad. Yeah, still mourning, the loss of little Harry Johnson. Right. So I'm actually very unsure if he would go ahead and go, to the war and leave his wife and all of his children. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna, go about that one. Right. I do think that Thomas would probably, he's a rancher and loves the outdoors. He just wants to be a farmer, He doesn't want to go to war, actually. But I think we're going to have him go. We're going to have him go, Mr. Anderson is going, young Jared is going. I think that Thomas would feel like he has to go to, yeah, and he maybe also, to do something about this morning and do something about being sad and everything like that. I do think he would go. Yeah, I do think he would. So, right, you can change the diaper. So, I do actually think so. I think we'll just, have him kiss his little newborn girl's forehead. Oh, that's not really, you know, appropriate for the time period, but so be it. He's just, saying goodbye to his little girl. I think he would also, have a family kiss with his daughter, and I think he'd, have a hug there, and I think he just, he's the kind of man that would surely make sure to say goodbye and, make sure that his family knows that he loves them. Okay. He likes affection. Yeah, he can like affection. That's fine. Okay, and I do think how many are we in the household? Okay, so we can at the moment have another sim. So I think I will have them try for baby and see if or maybe that would be quite much, actually. How old are the children? Right. So he's going to be away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So this will be, the end of the war. Okay. So that'll be the end of the war. They will be home there. Yes. And right. Okay. So we don't have any teens in the house at that period. So maybe I won't have them make a baby per se. I think I maybe, or we aren't guaranteed that he's gonna come home again. Thomas, he could die in this war, actually. So sing about 1812. Oh my God. Oh, what was that? He just he sang about 1812 to Henry. How perfect is that? Okay, that's a sign. That is surely a sign. Okay, we are gonna have. Can you get out of the covers, you? You have to, try for a baby with your husband. Why can't he try for a baby? I don't understand that, right? Okay, so we are gonna have them do something, you know, get it on, try. And then, I will let them do their thing. She'll try and get pregnant, and then I will separate Thomas from our current household and send him off to the war. Yeah, so, I will be back with you in just a minute. Okay, you guys. So Thomas is just, finishing up saying goodbye to his wife. Yeah. Goodbye, honey. I love you. This is just something that I feel I have to do, but I love you. Right. So we are gonna actually just go ahead and have him, join the other men in that, other household. And then I guess we'll just, have them as, townies for a while or something like that. Right. So we are going to just manage here. We will say not in world Anderson. Right. Okay. And actually, I don't think I gave the families. I did give the Anderson the money. I didn't give Johnson's the money. And I think Jared would probably, keep his own money. So we got to remember that we have to, get that behind our ear. He would probably, have the money and save them for when he himself, gets married or starts up his own farm or something like that. I think he would, save it. So yeah, so we're just gonna go back in with the Johnsons, and then we will add 1,000 simoleons because Thomas would definitely, give his children and wife those money. Most definitely, right. And then we do need to cook something. Okay, we can't do anything there. What about? No. Okay. Okay, we can do a pigeon stew. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. You need to go away, sweetie. He's still. Can he leave? Actually, please leave. You're not supposed to be here. Can I? Oh, is he leaving now? I think he is. No, he is. Yeah, he is. Okay. He just vanished into the air. That's how it's gonna be, in The Sims. So that's quite fine. So she is sad. She's mourning, her son, the loss of a son. She is sad and, scared and worried that her husband has just, gone off to fight in the war of 1812. I still can't believe that they sang about 1812. That is so weird to me. So weird. Right. I actually think can she join? No? She can't? Right. Okay, she can't join. Okay, I got in a fight with someone at school about which void critter is more powerful. Okay, right. We're gonna say they are equally powerful, I think. I don't know which one is more powerful. Can I not, say join cooking? Yeah, I can. Okay, so she's gonna join the cooking, just standing there and right, okay. So he resume? Yeah, he can. It was him who draw that. So he's just gonna resume that and she's just finishing up cooking while her child is just, standing around talking. Right, okay. But now we have the stew. So good. Fine, 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 fine. And actually, if you just will quick, sweetie, you set the table with our red, I guess, and then we will eat afterwards. Yes, that is how we are gonna do it. That is how we are going to share 1812 spirit. Oh, it's because yes, of course, I made it a holiday. Right. Okay. I get it. I get it. I understand now. Fine. Okay. So can they actually put him in the chair? No, they cannot. Okay. So you gotta stop eating and put Henry there and then grab a serving for Henry and you just grab a serving for yourself. And did I say that to them? Yeah? Yeah, I did. Fine. So we are gonna have them sit down and eat as a family, especially, this night where their father has gone off to fight in the war. I think they would want to sit down and use some time together as a family. Maybe Anne will be playing a little piano for them later on. Maybe she'll work with Jane about the piano. We'll see how they fare with it. Go near toddler. Right. So you're just standing there. Good. And then you will eat and you'll ask him to eat. That's fine. Okay, so I'll just have them, do their dinner, have their meal in peace. I heard there's a talent showcase going down at the lounge. Well, Caroline, no, we will not be going to any lounge because we do not have a lounge yet. Yeah. Oh, they are sad. Yeah. Sitting, around the table, chatting like the family they are. Oh, right. So I do think, that I'll just have them, eat and go about the rest of their day. Right. So it is the next morning, you guys, and we are starting the day off with Anne just, preparing a meal for her family and the children going out to, do some chores before breakfast. And, little Henry is up and about too. just, chilling. I'll have him play a little bit, I think, just waiting around. And yeah, today is actually Alicia's birthday. So we will have Anne prepare a cake, I think, when she just, finishes with the breakfast for the family. Right. Okay, and I think I'll have you clean out the spoiled food. Right. Okay. And did you call out the, oh, you really need a bath? Right. You're just gonna real quick take care of the cow. We haven't named our cow. Brown cow. Right. Okay. We need a name for brown cow. Daisy, Matilda. Right. We're gonna, clean Matilda. Oh, and she's starving. Why can't we feed? I don't understand that. It's fully, full and everything. Right. Okay. We're just gonna hand feed her then. And then I think we will have him take a bath real quick and we will have him afterwards grab a serving of this. And what are you doing? Okay, you're still tending your chores, right? So you will also grab a serving. Okay, and what is she? She's going to watch him? Sure, you can do that. Okay, maybe she needs to change. Okay, and Caroline, quick question. Annika, Michael, and I were planning to spend some casual friend time together. I don't know who that is, but it's not, one of the townies that I created, so I'm gonna say no. Don't use any time with whoever that is, I'll say. Right, I'll have her go and use the bathroom. Okay, she's going to. Okay, no, do not do that. Okay, so I'm gonna change the diaper and then have I not chosen? I don't think I have. I will, choose a preference for you and then go and use the bathroom. And she's still cleaning, right? Okay. And he is very hungry indeed. Grab a serving. Did I not ask you to do that? Right. Okay. Matilda has been unhappy. What are you talking about? I just, cleaned the shit and I cleaned you and did everything right. I don't understand. Maybe it's because we didn't milk her. So I guess we'll have, one of the children go out and do that afterwards. Yeah, maybe Jane will do that because, Wendell needs to, yes, he needs to sell everything. Right. I think we're doing okay on ingredients. So I'll just have him sell everything for now so that we get in some. Not those though. I think I'll have him harvest the potatoes. I don't think we have, that much potatoes. I just had him take a bath. Why did he not finish? I'm just gonna do this. He was in the bath, so that's fair, I think. So, helped him out a little bit. Okay. And is Jane, she is cross stitching. Right. I think that she's going to feed and clean. She probably is already clean, but we're going to do that. And then we're going to milk her. Can she not milk her though? What is. Yeah, she can. Okay. So we are having her go and do some chores too. I think I sent her to the toilet too, didn't I? Didn't she go to the outhouse? I get so confused. So she will, do her chores and then she will. Right. Okay. So now he is full and he's clean and he's fine. Everything is fine. Great. She's cleaning him anyway, or her, I think, Matilda. Right. Cleaning anyway. And getting the milk and her dress half covering the bucket there. Right. Okay. Well, I guess it does take some, some practice to milk a cow. So guess that's just because she hasn't really learned how yet. What is this? Afraid of the dark. Go away. I do not like those, those fears that was a part of, I think it was the high school expansion pack. Don't come for me if that ain't right, but I do think it was the high school years. And I just, I think they are so irritating. And in the game options, you can actually, turn it off. But then you also have to turn off the wants. And I do want them to get the wants. I just don't want to have the fears. So, it's just not easy at all. Okay, go for a ride, or you will go for an intense ride, I think. Now that you're able. Oh, and she needs to go and prepare a cake for them. Right. So that is actually over here. And then in pudding, okay, she needs milk and eggs and butter. Don't they have all three already? Right. Okay, we're just going to put that in there. And that's hatchable. Those are not. Right. Okay. I think she already has like a lot of, okay, there's some milk. Actually, not that much. Right. Okay, we only have 2 eggs. Not too good either. Right. Okay. Can she go and collect? No, there's nothing more to collect. Does he have some eggs? Okay, he has. Yeah. Okay. So the potatoes, we're going to put them away, and the eggs, because then I think what we need to do now is the butter. I don't think we had any butter. Right, I'm just gonna check real quick, but I don't think we had butter. No, we do not. So we need to make a round of butter and then the cake and then age up, Alicia or a little Alicia. Right, so where is the butter? There. Great. So, we're gonna have her do that, and he's going for a ride, and she will not make a mess, young lady. You will not make a mess. You will put that in the coop and you'll sell that one, and you're not done with that. Right, but we'll sell this, I guess, and then I'll actually have her go forage a little bit. Just go it alone, I think. Yeah. So everything is up to something, and I'll just, have Anne here prepare the cake, and then we will come back and do the birthday and the aging up, and then, of course, also the dead rolls. Okay, so Jane here is back from foraging. We're just, quick, gonna let her clean up. And then we will have Anne just will quick take care of Alicia. And we have the cake, all good and ready, birthday candles and everything. So we're gonna do that when the family is good and ready. I do want them to, be around and, a part of it, so to speak. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting. So you will go here and sit on the floor, and you will sit on that chair and, okay, just taking care, maybe just rock. Yeah, he's very unsatisfied. I would be that too if if I was away from my spouse at a war. I would be very unsatisfied too in my relationship, I will say. But that's not, anyone's fault. War is war, you don't really get to do that much about it. Or we can't actually. I don't think we're gonna be able to help Alicia. No, we're not. I forgot that because the newborns are, just basically an object in this game. So yeah, I forgot that. Right, okay. And Alicia actually needs a diaper change. So we're gonna change her diaper and then we're gonna age her up. Oh, that's so sad. And I made the cake and everything. Is anyone else aging up just in a no. Okay, the cake won't hold. So we're just gonna okay, calling to chat. No. We can't call the chat. You can do like a letter, but you can't call to chat, unfortunately. Right, okay. We are did I not age? Oh, okay. Okay. It's coming. It's coming. Right. She's a sunny infant. Oh, bursting with smiles and giggles. Oh, how cute. Right. Still not that appropriate for the time being, but yeah, right. So you guys, I will pull up the dice and the sheet, and then we will get right to it. Okay, you guys. So we have the sheet up. It is time. We are, avoiding these numbers 3, 6, 14, and 20. So, nothing left to do but roll the dice, see what we get. 19. Oh, no, no, yo. Yeah, she did. Oh, I was so nervous just there. But it is this row because she did age up into an infant. So she had to avoid these numbers and she got a 19. So she is safe. Infant Alicia, baby Alicia is safe. Oh, I'm so happy about that. I was, quite distressed for a short moment. We're gonna have Jane give a family kiss. Give a family kiss? Why can't she give a family kiss? Oh, I think maybe yeah, she probably has to hold Alicia right under the kiss. What? What? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. What is going on? Okay, so surely there is a problem. We are gonna deal with that at a later time. I will actually just, hop off into Cass and just give little Alicia a makeover. Okay, you guys. So here we have her little infant Alicia. Oh, she's so cute. Look at her. Oh, no. Oh, sweetheart. Look at her. Oh, cutie pie. I gotta keep the mouse still. Right. Very cute little, sweetheart. She is so cute. Not really happy at the moment, though. What is wrong? She is hungry. Right. Okay. I think we will, you know, feed her. We'll give her, breastfeed her a little bit. Right. But she did actually make it. Oh, I'm so happy about that. I was actually, quite scared that she maybe wouldn't make it. So, yeah. Okay. And he's doing fine. So I think we are gonna end off this episode with a ride. Look at him. It's almost like, I know this is his, colder weather outfit, but it's almost like it's a little riding outfit. Oh, look at it. So sweet. Right. So we're just gonna, go off on a ride on Bell, enhance our skill. I actually think real quick before we go on the right. Okay, you have to use the bathroom again. Do you have like an infection or something? Okay, but she will practice anyway, and Wendell will be happy that he is out for a ride. Okay, is he going? Yeah, he is. Look at him. Oh, look at him. Right, okay, he's still looking a little uncomfortable. But he is getting there. He's getting better and he is trying and working at it. And, so it's getting there. We're getting there. Oh, our handsome boy, our heir and first child. Oh, I'm so happy that he has made it this far. I'm gonna be heartbroken if anything happens to Wendell. I really don't hope it do. Oh. And can you believe it? We could have had, his sister Mary. Wendell was, if you remember, actually a twin. And Mary, unfortunately, didn't, she didn't make it, unfortunately. She rolled a bad number on the dice, so she didn't make it. But if she had made it, you guys, we would have pretty soon a couple of teenagers in our house, a little over a week away. That's, something, really something. Right. Okay. But you guys, I think that this is it for this episode. Yeah, sending the men off to war and having a age up, a dead roll. Luckily, most things went fine today. So we have our fingers crossed that every man from our, little remote place here will be fine and, come home safe and sound. We really do hope that. I actually, I saw that I have made an arrow in this being the end of the war because, if you remember, we had our first day of 1812 here, I believe, right? Was that not so? Yeah, I think we did. And we have 1814 here and 15 here. And the war was supposed to go on from 12 until 15, actually. So I actually should move this down here, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it seems like a long time for the men to be, away from it all. Also, I will say I don't want to have to send Wendell off when he becomes a teenager. He does just before the war is over then, and I don't want that. So, I think we're going to stick with these 8 days. We might, cut it down to 4, as it says in the challenge. We'll see what happens. Depends on how the gameplay runs its course, right? But yeah, I think this is it for today. We are just gonna, you know, oh, she is practicing. It could be worse. I have heard worse in my day. Right. Okay. Right. You guys, thank you so much for hanging with me today. It has been a pleasure. And thank you for watching. If you watched all the way through, thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, leave a comment if you have any suggestions, any thoughts on how, you would like things to evolve, or if you have any great ideas. I would be so, up for hearing your thoughts about everything. So yeah, I will catch you next time and thank you for watching.